I've been making some research since from morning about procrastination. Remember, I told a lot of you that if you start learning how to turn negative things to positive things, your life will change, right? I often say this: if you see people walking to the right, you should change your direction to the left. If you see others going to the left, try as much as possible to change yourself to the right. Now, I was just thinking about procrastination, like people that always think about doing things and they never get it done. Sometimes it takes days, weeks, months, even years without you completing the same thing you've been saying you want to do. Now, I was making research today. Why do people actually procrastinate? And what's the benefit in it? Like, how does it become a benefit to people? Now, this question will disturb your brain. That's me. Oftentimes, I think recently I decided to start thinking about how to turn things around, like the reverse thinking. Because I found out that, look, there's a lot to learn in this life if you know how to turn it upside down. And you turn it in such a way that even when it was negative, it's now going to be positive. Or perhaps when it was positive, you can now make it more positive. Let me explain to you. Now, talking about procrastination being an impact, like it can have a positive impact in your life. That is surprising, isn't it? Or perhaps you say it can actually benefit you. How do you benefit from procrastination? Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me carefully, and I'm going to explain to you today how you can actually benefit from procrastination. Now, like I said, you're going to divert from the norm. You won't think like people this time. Let's look at what's the meaning of procrastination. You said you're going to do this, or you are supposed to do this. It's either an office work, either your personal work, or whatsoever it is what you are supposed to be doing. And again, it's supposed to have a timeline. A lot of us don't even care. Okay, let's assume it doesn't have a timeline, but it's something you are supposed to do. So when you are supposed to do it, you are now trying to push it to next, maybe say in the morning, you say in the afternoon, in the evening, tomorrow, next tomorrow, right? 3 days to come, next week, next month, and then next year, and probably 10 years later. Because sometimes when you delay things, now there's every possibility that you don't get it done again at all. And that's why I will tell you today again that it's another reason why some people are poor. They are not actually supposed to be poor, but they take chances on the things that are supposed to take them to where they are supposed to be. Are you listening? Now, procrastination is just one of it. And this is one of the reasons why I'm actually organizing my goal setting class. Right? I'm thinking about Saturday, 10 o'clock, but if it's not, I'm seeing it that it's not visible 10 o'clock, but whatsoever time it is, we're going to communicate if you keep following this page. Now, let me make it clear to you what procrastination does. Now, we've defined procrastination. What you're supposed to do, you shift it to another time. You probably do it some other time, or you never get it done. But let me make it clear to you that each time you procrastinate, what it means is that you are already failing. In fact, procrastination is another name for failure. Because once you procrastinate and you never get the job done, it means that you never succeed at that thing. So it's an automatic failure at default. You should understand this. Now, how do you benefit from it? This is the reason why I'm making this video now. What's the benefit of procrastination? I don't look at procrastination as procrastination by saying, but I look at it like it's a ground for you to gain an information. Each time you procrastinate, it's giving you a lot of information that you are not listening to. Now, let's turn it around. That's what I'm trying to do. If you are trying to push something to tomorrow, it's either that thing is too much for you to do, or it's not the right time for you to do it, or you are not even supposed to be the one to do it. Probably it's an office work and you need to delegate it, or probably you are not knowledgeable enough to do it, or skillful enough to do it, or perhaps you are not planning it in the right time. Okay, all this information can come with procrastination. Or maybe you need somebody that will join hands together with you to be able to make it easy or to get it done. So by the time you are not paying attention to all of this, guess what you are going to be doing? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next tomorrow. I'll do it next year. Yes, because if you are not smart or knowledgeable enough or skillful enough to do some certain task, you are just going to keep pushing it even when you know you are supposed to do it. It's amazing when you realize some of these things. Can you now imagine that procrastination has come to teach you something? It has come to let you understand that, look, Oga, you are not the one that will do everything. You need to begin to delegate, or you need to begin to learn how to team up, or you need to begin to learn more skills, or you need to begin to change direction. Probably it's not what you are even supposed to be doing at all in the first place, but you were just carried away by you want to do it. So think about it. Sit down and think about it. Why exactly are you procrastinating? And let me tell you, if you want to do this, just write down 3 reasons. Number 1, number 2, number 3. This is why I'm procrastinating. But think about it deeply. Think about it deeply. Why are you actually pushing this to tomorrow, next year, next week, next month? There's a reason behind doing that. You are too busy. Then do you need to free your time? Do you need to have a better time? You shouldn't be too busy doing things that might not be necessary, or you are focusing on doing things that it's minute, like small task. You are not focusing on the bigger goal. Actually, that thing you are procrastinating, like I said, it's either you don't even need to do it at all, which is fine. Procrastinating it is fine. Or better still, you need to do it. It's even the bigger frog that you have been holding on to because you are carried away by doing the small task. So whatsoever it is, please write down the reasons why you have been pushing that task to another time. At least 3 reasons. You need to do this exercise. If you are a chronic procrastinator, you must have to attend my webinar coming on Saturday. Please, like I said, keep following this channel because the time might change. Earlier before now, we say 10 o'clock a.m. West African time. But we are trying to see if that time might, I have a lot of commitment that day, but I still want to do it the same day, okay? Now, when you write down those 3 reasons, it's now like a pointer or a direction to telling you what you were missing, the information you were not paying attention to. So once you get those information, now you need to start acting on it. You need to what? Start acting on it. Another thing that I might advise you is, if those reasons are not quite enough, good enough to push you, now think about the consequences of not achieving that task. Right? Think about, what do you stand to lose, or what is at stake if you fail to complete that task? Now, amazing, right? If you now understand, you can also write down 3 reasons. If I didn't get to achieve this, I will miss my trip. If I didn't get to achieve this, I will fail to be promoted. If I didn't get to achieve this, I will not be able to achieve my bigger goal of maybe becoming a billionaire like me, right? Because I have a lot of things written down which I must do. And those things are what the how of what will take me to where I want to go. The what I need to do to be able to get to my why. Now, imagine I'm not doing it. So how do I now expect to get to where I want to get to? No, it's not possible. And that's why I said you need to be able to know that thing you are putting off, is it actually one of the main things that you need to succeed? You need to ask yourself these questions. See, you don't need magic. This thing is not by magic. Just sit down. A lot of people, the problem we have is that you cannot sit down to really look at your things yourself. And then you decide what's good for you. If you are not in charge of your life, I tell you, you're going to be missing out big time. So what I'm saying in essence is that also write down the consequences, what you stand to face in case you didn't get to achieve that particular thing. Write down another 3 reasons. Now, those things will now sound like a warning to you. Like some of my mentees, what I tell them is that if you fail to achieve your task, you are risking losing your membership. Or better still, you're going to have a fine. You pay a fine. Like there's a lot of, every task we give has an amount attached to it, like a fine. In case you miss deadline, you just need to pay that fine. Or better still, you what? You leave. Or you are removed. So it's as simple as that. Once you think about the consequences of not achieving that task and you come to terms with it, you agree with it, you find out that you are pushed to doing it. And finally, what is the biggest reward it needs for you doing it? Assuming you achieve it today, what is the one single biggest reward that you tend to get from completing a task? So once you start anything, it's either you complete it or you leave it halfway. And procrastination might actually be one of the reasons why you leave it halfway. And once you are leaving it halfway, what it automatically means is failure at default. Right? I hope you enjoyed this session. This is just my way of giving back to you and trying to help you grow. Don't forget to attend our webinar on Saturday. We're going to announce the time, please. We're going to announce the right time. Keep following, and then let's do this again some other time. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.